Okay, guys, welcome to a preview, I guess, of a future live stream. I do want to start doing live streams. I think it would save me a lot of time. I wouldn't have to edit anything. I've just never live streamed before, so I need to learn a lot how to do it, how to handle chat, how to set up alerts for new followers, new subscribers, all that good stuff because I have not done it. But instead of recording and then editing and doing all that, I figure I can record this and work in real time. And my goal would be probably to start doing live streams. I want to do like a regular schedule. So for example, Saturday or Sunday, almost for sure, probably based on just knowing myself. Probably 10 o'clock Pacific, 1 o'clock Eastern. And I don't know about anybody else around the world, but you can figure it out from there. So I'd like to kind of have a once a week schedule. And I don't really have any time, any amount of time kind of figured out. It's going to be whatever it is, maybe an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I'm not really sure. But I still have a lot to learn. This is just I'm just recording this. I'm not even going live because quite frankly, my internet is way too slow to stream. And I am looking into getting faster internet. I kept getting these things from Spectrum, and they're always sending us deals. They're always sending deals. And unfortunately, the one that I actually want to take, I can't find it anymore. And it's not on their website. It's like there's a special phone number you need to call. And it's 1 gigabyte or one gig for like $40 a month. So I think that's a really good deal. It's a lot better than the 70 that's on their website. But I need to wait I looked around earlier. I couldn't find it, but it's actually cheaper, believe it or not, than what I'm paying for right now for a really, really awful slow internet. So, I can't live stream. I can record just like I'm doing right now. So that's what I'm doing. But this is basically what a live stream would look like. So it's kind of a preview. But again, I need to figure out how to set up alerts for all the different things. I need to set up a second monitor. I think that would make a lot of sense. I have a second monitor. It's actually right under my desk. It's like an old one from a customer service job that they just never asked for back. So I don't know if it's any good. I'm not going to use it for anything except sort of modern monitoring chat and maybe for reference, keeping it off screen or whatever. And I do have a reference. I think I showed it in my last video. It's like a pure ref thing of a bunch of villains. You can't see it right now though, because it is basically, so the way it's working, I'm still learning. I really don't know what I'm doing, to be honest. I'm watching a lot of tutorials and I find it to be much more difficult than I thought it would be. But just like anything else, it's sort of like, you just got to get through that learning curve. And then, before you know it, you're basically a streaming professional. So, but I'm mostly thinking about streaming because, again, I think it would be a lot faster. I think I could put out a lot more content and it would be interactive. So I don't really know how to deal with it, but with practice, I know I would get the hang of it. And yeah, just instead of having to edit stuff and try to put it together into, I still might do that, but basically I think this would be a way to get out, an hour, 2 hours, whatever, every week. And hopefully, if you guys like watching and I don't know, you guys have any questions or you just want to talk, it could be a talk and draw stream or whatever the case is, whatever they call it. So, and my voice sounds really bad right now. I'm not really sure. Probably need water, but let's see. Yeah. So probably also when I get my second monitor, I might have some kind of comic or art related article or content or something that I can talk about just to kind of pass the time if there's nothing else going on. Yeah, my voice sounds really, really bad. It's like super dry. But, also I need a better graphics card. So I'm hoping to get one probably in the next like 5 or 6 weeks, in the next 2 months or less, because mine's really old. Mine's like 10 years old. And this is dragging, this is lagging. Like my pen strokes are pretty laggy. And that's just because, again, my internet and my graphics card are both pretty bad. And, it's just the way it is right now. So if I was trying to live stream, it would crash on me. It would disconnect the internet completely. Trust me, I've tried, and I feel like it's better to just use this as kind of a testing ground for just kind of getting used to it. And what else? Let's see. Sorry. See, that's the thing, is you kind of got to learn how to talk and draw, but there's no interaction. There's no live stream. There's no chat. There's nothing for me to kind of bounce off of. It's a lot easier when there's people who are chatting and they're asking questions and they're commenting, and it's like, yeah, I can answer the questions while I'm working. And it's like, it seems like it'd be a lot of fun, but hopefully I can, within the next 2 months or so, I can carve out an hour or two every Saturday or Sunday at a specific time. I'll basically just make it a thing. And let's see, I don't really have the rest of his hat. So I'm just going to be for right now, I'm just going to kind of be eyeballing it. I'm probably going to need to do like specific references just for one specific character with different, not for Jafar. I think Jafar, this is going to work pretty well, and I don't know if I'm going to put he's got a little bird on his shoulder. So, we'll see. And I don't want to just necessarily copy poses completely. So for example, this is 100%. And that's not really what I want. So I'm going to label this pencil, even though it's not pencil, obviously. And let's get rid of the purple sketch. Let's get rid of the character names. So I don't know if you're going to be able to see everything or if it's just like the main window, but I'm going to go and do change image resolution. I'm just going to do this drop down to 600. And obviously that's going to double it because it was at 300 before. So now I'm at 100. And I'll add a new layer, and I'm going to call this ink. Yeah, if I had a second monitor, I could actually see what I look like. And I don't like that I'm facing off screen based on where my phone is. It's my camera. I'd love to update that one. I'd love to upgrade that and get an actual like Sony camera. I've been researching it. I just don't have the money. So you know how that goes, or maybe you don't, but I certainly know how that goes. And then what is this? So I don't think that's what I really wanted there. Let's see. If I do that, this is so something like that. Anyway, yeah, there's a lot to learn. This is like really hard. I've been going on YouTube and, looking for different ways to set everything up. And I've decided that I'm going to stream on Kick. Twitch is obviously really well known. It's owned by Amazon, and it's really, as far as I know, it's for video games, streaming video games, which I don't do. Although once I get my better graphics card. So I have a what's called a GTX 1080, not even a GTX 1080 Ti, just a 1080 plain and simple. It's probably, like I said, 10 years old. And I want to get an RTX 2080 Ti. So it's still not modern by any stretch of the imagination. I think that one might be like 6 years old or so. But when you're going from what I have right now to that, I mean, it's a huge, huge difference. From what I remember, I asked ChatGPT because I do, and actually it's given me some wrong information recently, so don't necessarily trust what it says, but just for a quick, just for something that's not really important, that doesn't really, it's not like life altering. And you could always check Grok or Perplexity or Gemini if you want to kind of, if you kind of want to have a second opinion, see if all the AIs agree with each other. But whatever, that's not important. The point is that the 1080 Ti is, I guess, depending on the program or what you're doing, but it's basically 30% faster than the 1080 that I have. So the 2080 Ti, I'll have to find out later. I'll look it up, and I could look it up now, but I don't really want to. So, but it's way faster. So I might stream some games just for the fun of it. I mean, I haven't played a video game in like forever, like something besides Bejeweled, but some of the kind of games that I like, by the way, like I like games that remind me of my childhood, basically. So like Super Nintendo, things like that. So for example, there's like a Streets of Rage 4. I used to play Streets of Rage on my neighbor's Genesis. And there's not new, but there's a pretty recent Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So like these are 2D platforming games that just look like old school games, but the graphics are better. And it's like, that's exactly what I want. There's Mega Man 11, which I think just looks super, super fun. There's a new Contra game, which I haven't heard the greatest things about. And then there's a new Shinobi game, which I think would be a lot of fun. But yeah, Streets of Rage and Mega Man, I think those would be two that there's a Prince of Persia game that didn't sell well, but from from everything I remember reading and seeing about it, it actually was a really good game. People liked it a lot. So those are the kind of games, if you like those sort of 2D platforming games. And then, people have been talking, like raving about this new game called Hollow Knight. There's another name. There's like a second, I don't remember something. Oh my gosh, it just came out. It's like $20. Everybody loves it. But I know it's Hollow Knight something. And it's just like people are raving. So I might try something like that as well. But yeah, this is the setup. This is an overlay from Own 3D called Unique Blue. Blue's not my channel color. I totally get it. I've been using like purple and yellow or purple and orange, but Unique Blue works. Maybe I'll change the color of my channel just to make this actually work better. But I really like it. Also, this is a one-time purchase, so I did buy this overlay. I hate those subscriptions. They keep trying to make you do like a subscription where it's like $18 a month, and they're like, you can change your overlay as many times as you want. You can have a different one every week. It's like, I guess I don't really understand what the point of that would be. I'd like to have sort of a brand and a sort of a look that people can get used to. I don't want to be changing it constantly. I mean, that might be fun, but then you're locked into basically, okay, now I have to pay $18 a month forever. And yeah, things probably are easier, at least initially, or for someone who has never done it before. But once you have a certain level of knowledge, then, you just bought it one time and you own it forever. And I'm much more interested in owning something. I think there's a saying, it says something like, if buying isn't owning, then pirating isn't stealing. So, but I did buy this, no regrets. I guess, I don't know. I didn't find anything that I really loved better. This is pretty cool. I might have to like manually go in and create like a I don't know how to say, like, I want to be able to hit a button and switch it to full screen for me. I don't know if anybody wants to see that or not, but I still want the ability to do that if there is a time where I feel like that might be beneficial. If I just want to, like, take a break and just talk to you guys, I think that would be pretty cool. Now, see, if I had tried to live stream this would have already disconnected me from the internet. It's told me it drops like 25 frames per minute or per second. I don't know. It's like, it's ridiculous. It just, like, I do not have the equipment or the internet to actually live stream, but I just did. So a couple of things that were really bothering me before that were tripping me up is, one is I was hearing echo, and it turns out that my browser, I needed to mute the browser for Kick. And if you guys aren't familiar, it's just kick.com. It's just like Twitch. It's just a different platform. They pay their creators way more. Like, instead of 30/70, it's like 95/5 in favor of the creator. Of course, you have to have enough followers, and you have to be a certain size, and you have to stream enough hours and all that to qualify. But the point is that, if I can become somewhat successful on a platform, Kick would end up paying me a lot more. Plus, it's newer, it's smaller, so there's less competition, I would imagine. And I guess they let you get away with a lot more. Not that I'm worried about that, like I'm going to go run afoul of any kind of, rules or laws or anything like that. But, it's kind of nice just to know that I don't have to think twice about, if I do something that I didn't realize was an issue or could be an issue, that I'm pretty safe. So it's I don't know. We'll see. I don't know how to live multi-stream or anything like that either, but I might do a couple more of these. We'll see. But I'm really just kind of, doing this right now to, just get some practice. There's all the alerts I need to set up, and it's kind of frustrating too, because like I said, my internet and my computer are so behind the times that I can't really test it out in like a real environment. I can't, I can live stream for like 5 minutes, and then it just completely messes everything up. I have to restart my computer just to get the internet back on. It's pretty sad, guys. It's pretty sad. I will have like a donation thing. If you guys want to put money toward this or anything to help me, do whatever it is that I'd be doing, probably always, I like to say, invest or reinvest in the channel. But, seriously, I think, if long term I want this to be a success, then, I'm not gonna take like $10 donations and run down to In and Out or Starbucks or something. I'm gonna try to save up a fund to eventually get enough money to, you know, I don't know. I don't even know. Plugins or, extra widgets or equipment or maybe a video game if that's actually what ends up happening and people like to watch me play. I don't really imagine that'd be the case, but who knows? You never know until you try it. So anyway, this is where I am with this. I think it looks pretty awesome. It is in my style, and I think it, imagine some coloring in there is going to look really nice. Hopefully everything sounds good. Of course, since this is a recording, I'm going to be able to listen to it before I upload it. And if it doesn't sound good, I won't upload it at all. So if you're seeing this, then I guess it was all right. And this is already way too long, but once you start drawing as an artist, you kind of get into it and you don't want to stop. But the point of this video was that in the future, probably not exclusively, but I am going to try to just focus a lot more on live streaming because I think it's going to let me produce a lot more content, and sticking to a weekly schedule hopefully can lead to interaction with you guys. You guys can type in the chat. I can answer it. We can, riff on certain topics. AI is a huge one. I have thoughts, but it's not for this video for sure. And yeah, that's about it. I'm just going to kind of try to finish up this last little bit here. And I'll also plan ahead. Like I'll have a couple of maybe a couple of art topics that aren't related specifically to what I'm working on prepared. And I'll think ahead about like where I am in the art. Like for example, I might have reference prepared for different poses that he's in, different images of the bird, maybe some images of his hand or of hands or different versions of the snake wand and the cobra, whatever, in case I want it turned a different way. Like I really want to have as much prepared in advance so that once I get going, I don't have to be like, oh man, now I need to go look online for some reference and you guys just hold tight while I look it up. I don't think that would be very, very fun for anybody. But yeah, if I turn this back on, that's where we are. And again, this is 600 dots per inch. I'm not even sure how I would get that printed out. So that's sort of an issue. Maybe it's not even going to be printed. Maybe this is just going to be a digital piece of art. But, I do want to do prints eventually, maybe not this one, but eventually. And hopefully my voice sounds better. It's so scratchy. But yeah, this is what I plan to do. These are going to be sort of live streams in the future, except I'll have hopefully everything mostly down. Just keep in mind, I will be brand new at it. So if you're chatting and if I ignore it, it's not because I'm ignoring it. It's because new. It's a new thing. I don't know what I'm doing, etc. But I'll get there. That's what practice is for. So yeah, one more look. I'm just going to kind of bring it up close so you can see. I think it looks pretty sweet, to be honest. I don't know if he's cross-eyed or not. No, I think he looks pretty good. I think he looks rather normal, but that's a pretty cool looking Jafar, if I do say so myself. Hopefully the rest of this can turn out sort of in the same quality. And hopefully in the little window that you were looking at it in, it was big enough, because it is shrunk down quite a bit, but you know, we'll see. It's again, it's practice. So that's going to do it for now. I'm just going to end by saying, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of this or anything else that I'm working on, subscribe, and comments would be awesome. I think YouTube loves the comments more than anything else, more than thumbs up, more than watch time. Comment. Whatever you have to say, just say it. I think that would be awesome. I'll reply, as long as it's not a stupid stupid comment or something that I'm just like, what, you know, I might heart it or thumbs up if I don't know what to say. So, all right, guys, take care. Thank you so much. Bye.